This episode of the Blerd Mob contains explicit language. While we want everyone to enjoy the show, sometimes we may say things that are not appropriate for all ages. So, in other words, Mom, Dad, Granny, we cussing. Discretion is advised. And he came down there with all his testosterone trying to regulate shit. And everybody was like, hold on.
And like the whole time watching, I'm like, bro, you steady trying to fight, but you not finna win the fight. Like we know you're not going.
King G, Grow Site, ENT. Rock with it, rock with it, rock with it, rock with it. Let me pop my shit. Let me pop my shit. Hands up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Blerd Mob, your hub for all things black and nerdy. I'm your host, Foop, joined by my co-host, Ron. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other streaming service, make sure you hit that follow button so you can get updates from the mob.
And if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment and let us know what you thought, and turn on those bell notifications for future uploads.
Also, check out the descriptions, whether you're listening to the audio form or if you're watching this on video. Check out our affiliate links for Right Stuff Anime and Entertainment Earth and get you guys some cool stuff to put on your nerd shrine, to put in your room, put in your shelf, your bathroom, whatever. Support the mob and click those links in the description. So, we are here today to do our Better Late Than Never review of Black Adam. So I know Black Adam dropped in October 21st, 2022. But you guys know we have been a bit busy, but we had to make sure we did a mob review on Black Adam, given that this is our first DCEU mob review. So, how you feeling today, Ron?
I'm feeling good. The movie was actually, pretty good, so I'm excited to talk about it.
It was not bad at all. But before we say too much, I just want to say, as always, our mob reviews are spoiler filled. So if you have not seen Black Adam, if you have not finished watching Black Adam, press that pause button, go and finish the movie, and come back and listen to the rest of the discussion. So we got a couple hot takes. I just want to start with the first one that we have on the list. How do we rank this against previous DCEU movies? I don't think we've seen a DCEU movie since Wonder Woman, I want to say. Because then
did the second Aquaman come out before or after the second Wonder Woman?
The second Aquaman is not even out.
It's not. Oh, it's not out yet. You're right.
I think the last DCEU movie we saw was Wonder Woman, if I'm not mistaken. And that was a minute ago. So,
well, the second Wonder Woman, I barely enjoyed it all, to be honest. The first one hit for me. The second one's like, This is up there. If I really think about it, it could be top 3 contender.
Yeah. The entertainment value was up there. The special effects, for Black Adam, Cyclone, Atom Smasher, definitely Dr. Fate. That was some Doctor Strange MCU level effects that they had going on, and I loved it because when you put in Dr. Fate into a movie, you have to put that mystic art type feel on it, and the special effects definitely gave him that. Hawkman was legit. I thought it was, like you said, it's definitely up in the top contenders. As like I would put it beside Aquaman and the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
The
graphics are definitely on point. I was about to say the graphics definitely on point. They overdid it with some of the slow motions, just a few of them. Some of them they weren't necessary, but I mean, there was about 25 slow motion scenes in an hour and a half movie. Some of them were necessary. But
some of them was just like, look at me doing this thing in slow motion. I was like, okay, we didn't really need that in slow motion. But I see what you guys were trying to give, but that didn't really need to be in slow motion.
About half of them could have been taken out.
Yeah, but I guess the spectacle of what a superhero movie. This gave me a spectacle superhero movie. Like, we're gonna get those big effects. We're gonna get, you know what it reminded me of? Transformers. What? When Transformers does those moments where they slow down, like Optimus Prime is about to do this thing and it just goes in slow mo and everybody's screaming like ah. That's what it gave me, a spectacle, but a superhero movie.
Because even the tech looked nice, like the those little hover bike futuristic motorcycle things that they was riding on with the Ethereum. I don't even know the name of the blue energy that was using, that little ore that they was finding.
Etrium or something like that.
Like
Entrium.
the Entrium, yeah, like the way the effects kind of tied into the vehicles, even that was on point. Like everything looked great. It all looked great. Like this, it looked like they had Marvel's budget when it came to graphics and stuff, and they get my respect. Look great.
The characters that they introduced, they had to pull out the special effects budget. Cyclone's character, like, how are you going to make a Win type character? What is that going to look like? Special effects. Atom Smasher, how are you going to show that, like, his powers and how that works? So I think the special effects were on point. I just don't know where this movie is going to fit going forward. So with the whole, I guess I don't know how they're going to use Black Adam going forward, or even the JSA.
So for the folks, I need you to educate me and the fans who may not be the biggest DC nerds. So I understand that he's related to Shazam in terms of abilities. Like, I think those are the same wizards that gave Shazam his abilities.
Yeah.
So is he like Shazam's natural born enemy in the comics? Are they like hero adjacent? What are they to each other?
The way I understand it is that Black Adam is his adversary. But the way that Black Adam is set up, which is what they got to at the end of the movie, is that he's not like yes, he is a villain, because if you want to look at the villain as like, good versus evil, as you guys saw in the movie, Black Adam does whatever it is necessary to do what he got to do. And that's not how the heroes in the DC universe get down. But his sole thing is that he is the protector of Kahndaq. So with him being the protector of Kahndaq, some of his methods aren't, well accepted. Right. So the way I understand it, he is the adversary to Shazam. I'm just not sure how they're going to fit him in going forward. We're like, what are they going to do with Shazam? What are they going to do with Black Adam? If we want to jump, I know we're going to touch back on this in the episode, but if we want to jump to the end credit scene where Superman shows up, what's going to be that tension? What's going to be the bumping of heads between Superman and Black Adam?
Seemed like it's old girl. What's her name? Who was like, "Hey, you gonna follow my rules? I got people outside of the earth who can do me a favor too." What's her name?
Waller. Yes.
She's the villain. That's the real villain.
Waller has always been the villain, but I appreciate ever since they've introduced Amanda Waller that she has her foot in everything, and that is Amanda Waller. She has her foot in everything. I appreciate Viola Davis continuing playing Amanda Waller,
and she does it so naturally. She does it so naturally.
Yes, but I don't know what they're going to do with him going forward. One of my other questions is, going back to my whole thing with his relationship to Shazam, are they going to pin Black Adam against Shazam? Because before I saw the movie, they showed a Shazam 2 trailer, and the villain in the movie is not Black Adam. So I'm not really sure what they're going to do with him. Are they setting up Black Adam to be pinned against Shazam? Are they even going to, cross paths? Or are they going to make this a Black Adam versus Superman type thing? That I don't know.
This might be a side topic question, but why didn't wizards just passing out super abilities to everybody?
Well, it's not
like they just throw that out to somebody every 100 years and like give.
I don't know. It's if I guess if you just prove yourself worthy, like
It's like
I don't know the full Shazam lore, like
mm-hmm.
what conditions you have to meet to get the powers of the gods.
Give me some, because watching this made me rethink how I talked about Shazam in the Versus tournament. Because I was like, "Oh, Shazam got these abilities. Maybe I should have."
That's what I was trying to tell y'all in the Versus.
I didn't watch the Shazam movie, bro.
To not go on a tangent, this is what I was trying to say in the Versus
I
episode, and y'all
I
just
didn't
saw
watch the Shazam movie, bro.
Aquaman. Y'all just saw Aquaman was the scariest shit on earth.
Jason Momoa, it is very intimidating. I wouldn't get in a bar fight with him.
Listen. But now you know. Now
Yeah.
we know. So let's go to Black Adam himself, The Rock. How did we feel about Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Black Adam?
The first note, because I remember the first note that I took after watching this movie. This is the first The Rock movie that I can recall where it didn't feel like I was watching The Rock play The Rock. I hope people understand what I mean by that, because usually he's the lighthearted, humble, giant, like soft teddy bear dude. And it's like for the first time, I was like, is this my first time ever seeing like The Rock's real acting skills? Like playing somebody really serious, aside from his usual roles, pretty dark, and like he had a little joking moments where he was like, "Tell him that the black man sent you," or whatever the kid told me.
The man in black.
The man in black sent you.
That scene was so funny the first time he tried to say it, but he killed the guy first. And he was like, catchphrase, then kill, and the kill was like, yeah.
Exactly. Like the Rock's acting skills were on 10 because I was like, finally, I'm not watching The Rock. I'm seeing a great actor play a role.
I would push you a little bit because I think he did a good job in the Fast and Furious movies as the character that he played, as far as being serious.
But even in the Fast and Furious movies, it felt like it was The Rock is here. It was like The Rock is here.
I feel you. I enjoyed his character in Fast and Furious. Like, out of the Rock movies I've seen, which is like all the Fast and the Furious movies he's been in, the Jumanji movie,
Tooth Fairy.
There
we go.
So I was like, but out of his roles, I would agree with you. The Black Adam one is my favorite. And then under that would be his role in Fast and the Furious. But I thought he did good. When I first saw The Rock in the costume, I was like, this is just The Rock doing cosplay.
Exactly.
But I watched the movie. I think the biggest thing that I appreciated in this movie was that he didn't talk a lot. Like, and you got in the Rock movies that I've seen, he's very wordy. He has that big part, but he talks a lot. And like you said, it just, okay, this is just The Rock playing The Rock in the
gives a motivational quote at some point, probably 2 or 3 times.
He get his famous catchphrase. He gets into a fist fight. You know, they got to show off his guns.
That stare that he does when he looks at you like,
yeah. But I'm glad that he didn't really talk a lot. And I like that. The other thing that I like is that with Black Adam, this was a story of him trying to adjust to the modern age. So we get a lot of him adjusting and coming to terms with. And realistically, when it comes to a situation like that, when you're coming to terms with something or you're making a realization, you don't talk a lot.
Right.
So I appreciate that The Rock was all action, a little talk.
Yeah, and don't let, I don't want y'all the audience to interpret it as like, oh, he ain't talk, so why was he a good actor? It's like the moments, the way he portrayed different scenes, how you could see that the Black Adam was thinking, and the way that you could see like the emotions on his face, how he reacted to different situations. It was top tier. It was great acting.
I would say that good acting doesn't always come from dialogue either.
Exactly.
Like you'll have those good lines, but like you can have somebody talk the whole movie, but it was like, okay, you're still not a good actor. You just said a bunch of words. But I liked him in this movie. My favorite scene was at the end when he sat on the throne because it felt so comic book accurate to
he hit that king sit.
Yeah, it was so comic book accurate from when they go, for whatever reason, they have to go to Kahndaq to go talk to Black Adam. He just be sitting in his chair like, what do y'all want? What y'all want from me? And when he sat in that throne, I was like, yes. Like, this fully, to me, that fully placed The Rock as Black Adam for me. So I look like, even though I said I don't know how they're going to use him going forward, I am excited to see more of The Rock as Black Adam.
Same.
I finally solidified it.
Same. The Rock has found his superhero. Like, it was a matter of time before he got an iconic superhero role. This is his superhero right here, or super villain.
I remember a long time ago, before they even casted him, they was like, The Rock would fit as Black Adam. I think this might have been around the time the first Shazam movie came out, and they were like, okay, who's gonna play Black Adam? And they fan cast. I want to say this is a fan cast. They fan casted The Rock. That's what I want to remember, that before The Rock became Black Adam, there may have been rumors, or there may have just been a fan cast, one of the two, where they was like The Rock would fit playing Black Adam, but it was in terms of visual. You look at Black Adam in the comic books and you look at The Rock, then they look vaguely similar.
Exactly.
But my thing is how is he going to act as Black Adam? How are they going to write him as Black Adam? And I think for this being a Black Adam origin story, I think he did good. Now I'm waiting to see the next movie when he's become acclimated to modern day Kahndaq. He's acclimated to the fact that there are other supernatural beings in the world, and how does he uphold his position as protector with all this stuff going around. So this is us watching you getting used to the shit. So now the next time when you in the shit, what's Black Adam gonna look like? So I'm excited. Let's talk about the JSA, the Justice Society of America, which included Dr. Fate, Cyclone, Atom Smasher, and Hawkman.
I'm gonna be real. They had some of the lowest moments in the movie for me, and and here's the thing: I enjoyed Dr. Fate. Out of that entire group, that was my favorite character. Hawkman, when I was first watching him, and I noticed kind of how his character was supposed to be, I was like, he got a little bit too much testosterone pumping right now. He need to relax.
But that's how
and once I realized that, you know what I'm saying, I was like,
he is. Because if you go back to the Justice League cartoons, you remember when they had that whole arc where Hawkman had came down to get Hawk Girl, because she was supposed to be down there for some mission, and he came down there with all his testosterone trying to regulate shit. And I was like, hold on.
And like the whole time watching, I'm like, bro, you steady trying to fight, but you not finna win the fight. Like we know you're not going. You know you're not going to win the fight.
That's his character. I was looking at him like, yeah, this is Hawkman.
So he was true. So that's good to know. I don't like Hawkman that much, and it's a good thing.
To me, he was true to character. He gave me the take no shit Hawkman, and you not finna talk to me any way you want, so I don't give a damn who you are. We finna fight. And it just went, in my mind, just went to the scene where him and Black Adam got to fighting in the little boy room, and it's like, you know you can't beat this man. Why are y'all fighting right now?
And when it came to the rest of the team, I'm gonna be real. I gotta actually remember their names. Atom Smasher and Cyclone, I don't know if you felt this way. I felt like they was pretty wasted. I felt like Atom Smasher, I could tell that he was meant to be the comedic relief, but for me, none of the jokes really hit. And he didn't really, if he was taken out of the movie, I don't think the movie would have been any less enjoyable. And then Cyclone, I didn't even know what she was here for. I don't know if her goal was to be a love interest to Atom Smasher, because I didn't really get much dialogue out of her. I didn't feel like we built a relationship with her either. I felt like if both of those characters were taken out, the movie would have still been just as good and not really changed for me. Because I didn't really see what they was adding.
I agree with you on that level that they didn't get the shine or the attention that they needed for them to make a lasting impression on this movie. Their appearance all just goes back to my question of like, what is all of this leading to? Because we've already seen the Justice League, so why are we introducing the Justice League and then turning around and introducing the JSA? So what's the purpose?
Right.
So the unique things about Cyclone and Atom Smasher and the JSA is that they are basically descendants of original members of the JSA. So the JSA, the original members are Dr. Fate is an original member, Hawkman is an original member. There's a character called Red Tornado. I don't know if you remember this from
character
of Young Justice. So before you had Robo Red Tornado, you had a real Red Tornado, like a person.
Right.
And Cyclone is the granddaughter of the original Red Tornado. And then Atom Smasher, as you saw in the movie, his uncle was the original Atom Smasher.
Right.
And he now has the same abilities. So I see why they brought him in. Like, if I can only see that they were being introduced not to have a lasting impression on this movie, but to let you guys know that the JSA exists and these are the characters that are going to exist in the JSA moving forward. So, but I agree with you. Like, if you pulled them out of the movie, I think the movie still would have been the same because Atom Smasher didn't really do much. Cyclone didn't really do much, but have her 5-6 slow-mo motion.
She had all the slow-mos and did nothing.
She slung some poles. She had 5 or 6 slow-mo motion. She did save the little boy uncle after he got shot. But
I'll give her that.
But I agree with you. They didn't use them. They weren't high emphasized characters as Dr. Fate was or Hawkman was in terms of the JSA. My only assumption, and I hope that their characters aren't completely wasted. Like, this is just them being in the movie, but the focus wasn't on them. But what I don't want to see is that we move forward in the DCEU and we never see them again.
And that's the confusion, because it's like, it seemed like they wanted them to be relevant, because like they wouldn't have had that many scenes if they didn't want us to at least remember them. But I'm kind of like you. It's like, okay, in the next Black Adam movie or 2 Shazam movies away from them actually having a part, them actually being relevant, because it kind of seemed like they was wasted overall. Like,
well,
I don't know.
I guess my thing is that I think the JSA goes bigger than Black Adam and Shazam movies because the JSA is an actual superhero team. They existed before the Justice League existed.
Okay.
So that's where I'm saying it's like, why do we have the Justice League and the JSA existing at the same time? What's the purpose? So what I'm saying is that no, Cyclone and Atom Smasher did not get the attention that I felt like maybe they should have got in this movie. But what's the plan for them going forward? Are they permanently stamped into the DCEU? Are we going to see them again? Or was this something that you guys just pulled out of your ass for the Black Adam movie because you guys couldn't get the Justice League to be adversaries?
Right. Now I will say, I did like the JSA because the members basically represent the organization. Dynamic versus the little boy's mom. I forgot the mom's name. When she was like,
them people's
the
humans.
the human main character. Like when the mom told them, "Hey, I don't know y'all. Y'all save other folks and y'all do y'all hero stuff for the good of the good of the earth or whatever. We ain't seen y'all. We've been under oppression for years, and this guy is the one who historically saved us in the past." And that little dynamic of them being like, "I know how it looks, but we're the hero," blah 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 blah. It made me go, "This is real." Because if I was in Kahndaq, I'll say the same thing. I was like, I don't give a care who y'all is. Yeah. This man saved my kid. This man saved my neighbor. This man got rid of these bad guys. He's our hero, not you.
the one thing I will say about the non-powered characters, and I can't remember their names.
Let me find them for us.
Look it up right quick. But this is what I want to say. I appreciated the non-powered main characters because it fully solidified what Black Adam means to Kahndaq. And from what I've seen is that he is seen as the protector. So I like how they establish from the people of Kahndaq, the citizens of Kahndaq, their perspective is that this is our protector. Like, he's gonna make sure we straight. Like, by any means necessary. Like, y'all claim y'all the JSA and y'all claim this, but we've been sitting under oppression for years and now y'all want to show up. Nah, get out the way. So I like that they fully solidified him. That's fully solidified his need of being the protector, his purpose of being the protector of Kahndaq.
Exactly. And so we don't butcher these folks. Isis is the mom, Amon was the son, and Sabak was the big bad guy.
So Sabak, Amon was the child, and what's the mother's name?
Isis.
What?
That's what I'm seeing here. Sarah Shahi or Shahi, the character name in Black Adam was Isis. I don't think I remember them calling her Isis now that I think.
But them calling her that, I thought her name started with an A.
That's what's up on here. Unless Google lying to me. Google might be lying to me. Let me go to IMDb instead. Let me see. Dang, folks gonna be like, "Damn, why didn't y'all do y'all research before this review?" Shut up.
Look.
Oh, it was Adriana.
That's what I was finna say. That was not that lady's name.
Google lied.
I remember it started with an A. So we got Adriana.
Amon is the son though.
And Sabak is the evil guy.
Yeah. Okay. No, right here on IMDb it's saying Ishmael.
I mean, he was Ishmael, and then you remember he put on the crown, and then he was like, "I'm Sabak."
You're correct. All right. So Adriana was the wrong one.
Look, I will say this. I didn't. This is good. This went into my other thing about the movie is that the movie didn't give us enough time to sit with a lot of characters. Like Adriana, Amon, and Ishmael and them, they were there, but I didn't. It's coming down to one of those things where something got left off in this movie, and it was the care factor for the characters. Like, I understood you guys' purpose of being in this movie, but I didn't really feel or care for them being in the movie.
They were the humans were definitely there for the story, and that's and they did their job. Could have been done better if they added 15 minutes worth of extra scenes for us to build a relationship with them. Could that have helped? Most definitely. But all the humans honestly were just like, we're going to show y'all why Black Adam is Black Adam. All these two people are basically going to represent the whole country of Kahndaq and make y'all somewhat care. Cause even towards the end, like when the boy was like, "My people, hold up this symbol," just for them to like fight one or two of those little zombie hell demons, and then they disappeared, and it was like, y'all ain't even do nothing.
That was my least favorite scene because I was like, dude, this is your moment, like Rock Nation, like this is your moment.
Throw up your elephants. I don't know what he was doing. Pyramids.
he was doing Rock Nation. I remember when I watched it, and I was sitting with my friend up the side. I said, so they work for Rockefeller Records. He did his Rock Nation. I was like, this is your moment, but that moment fell flat for me. And like I said, I understand their purpose in the movie, and they did a really good job, pushing that purpose and defining that purpose. Like, what does it mean to be a citizen of Kahndaq? What does it mean to believe in these beliefs, in these myths of the champion of Black Adam? And what does it mean to fully, solidify, believe that this man is the protect her.
Right.
But like the highlight characters that they had, I didn't really care for them too much. And I think that goes back to our conversation about how they treated Cyclone and Atom Smasher. I just feel like the plot wasn't designed for them to make it a lasting impression on the movie.
So I will say this. The plot and the story they were telling, I would say, was good. The scenes and the climax, the resolution, what they wrote down was good. I would say it was the execution. And I would even say, and I'm going to ask your opinion on this. Hopefully I'm not getting too far off the hot take. The pacing in the early half, in the first like 15 minutes, they kind of ran through the origin story. And and I was like, I barely am going to remember any of this. And then even the final fight with Sabak, I felt like that was kind of rushed. Like for him to be the big bad.
I feel like that was anticlimactic.
Yeah, like for him to be the big bad and we're all worried about him when he gets the crown is over with, just for like Dr. Fate to say, I'm gonna sacrifice myself. I'm still sitting here like, why didn't you just tell them not to even seal Black Adam or got him earlier so y'all wouldn't get hurt?
I was just about to say that. Like you guys spent this whole 5 to 10 minute period locking this man up, giving him to Amanda Waller, doing this dialogue with the people who work there, just to turn around 2 minutes later and break him out.
Exactly. Like, and if y'all broke him out literally 3 minutes earlier, like, I know I'm supposed to suspend my belief because I'm watching a fantasy superhero movie, but I'm like, if you could see the future, you knew this was going to happen or whatever, even if you just sat down and gave it 3 minutes.
I only see it as Dr. Fate assumed that his vision would go away if they locked up Black Adam. And then it was like immediately after they locked him up, he was still having, you remember he was fidgeting in his sleep. And he was like, oh, the vision didn't go away. But I feel like at that moment, maybe y'all should have just went back and got him instead of going to fight him.
Instead of being like, yeah, we got this, we need to save the world. It's like, but the guy who's meant to fight this guy, you know, whose whole like goal is to fight him, y'all got him locked up.
Like, so the hot take for this was going to be, did we feel like the plot was rushed? But I feel like certain pieces of the plot were rushed. Some of it wasn't. And then some of it just really didn't make sense or it didn't hit home for me.
Exactly.
Because I guess one piece of the plot that I'm missing is like, what is the importance? What is the true evil nature of this crown? Because the guy gets it, dies, gets reincarnated, and the only thing he does with this power is bring up these skeleton zombie things that aren't even that big of a threat because you have people on the ground smacking them with poles and shit.
We didn't even get to see him fight the skeletons for that long, to be honest. Like, we only got like 3 minutes in real life worth of like visual of them fighting those things, and it was over.
To me, I don't feel like he did anything monumental for him to be a villain. Like, he didn't open the gates of hell. Like, I could feel him if it's like, okay, I get these powers now. Like the 6 hell demons at the bottom that gave
right. If they came out, burned the country,
and it was
the sun turned
pure shit out here.
Like something.
Like the zombies got some type of power. Like if they touch something, it burns up. But like the only thing he did was turn into a stronger Hellboy.
He turned a Hellboy. He turned a Hellboy with a star on his hit body.
He turned into Hellboy and brought these weak ass skeleton zombie things they're not even from the dead. Like, where did they even come from? They just rose up. I think the movie would have been,
if it was 15 to 30 minutes longer and they had time to break down the intro, like the starting scene, time to break down that ending. Let us see the humans fight the zombies and actually feel bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
Let us really see this demon Lord Sabak cause some damage, hurt some people. Like, to be honest, they should have killed Eamon. Like, they should have killed, like, either him or his mom, made us be like, oh, this man is evil or something. You know what I mean?
Like
something.
He shot the uncle, popped his ass in the kitchen.
He got saved. He got saved and ran out there with what, a little sink pipe to go fight some skeleton monsters.
For the plot line surrounding the villain, I wish they would have explained more. Like, we get it. The crown is made with dark magic. It's infused with all these powers from these hell demons. But what's the actual consequence if somebody gets it? Like, he turned, just going back, the only thing we saw was him turn into a red demon, open the sky, the hell sky, and out of the hell sky, these weak-ass skeletons came up.
Exactly. And they started it off so raw. Like, there was like, and when Black Adam came, it's like a champion versus another champion. Your fight wasn't even nearly as intense as Black Adam versus the JSA. Like, being honest, and it was like, that's what kind of sucked. Like, what happened? Like, in terms of what, like, if I was reading this, if I read this script, and they said all of these things was going to happen, I'd be like, nice plot, nice storyline. Yep. They just didn't execute it well. I feel like they should have had like 15 to 30 more minutes to really break some of that down.
Yeah, they should. I agree. They should have made the Black Adam versus Sabak fight a bit longer. And I feel like maybe they should have left out Hawkman. Like, him showing up.
That rivalry did kind of steal the show.
The whole thing was, you guys needed Black Adam to defeat him. So Black Adam shows up. The dude makes a statement, okay, champion versus champion. We finna get the 1-on-1. This is about to be Superman versus Zod and Man of Steel.
Exactly.
It's about to go down. And we didn't get that. We got Black Adam and Sabak fighting for a minute or so, and then Hawkman using Dr. Fate's helmet to do some magic duplication shit, and then it was over.
And if you was going to do that, might as well just had Dr. Fate there in the first place. Release Black Adam earlier. Like, what?
Yeah.
It fell flat.
I get it. I get why Dr. Fate did it. He was trying to stall so Black Adam can get over there in time. Mm-hmm. But the ending fell flat for me. Like, the rest of the movie kept me hella entertained.
Most definitely.
But I feel like the ending fell flat. So.
And how'd you feel about that? What do they call it? That twist or turn. What do they call, like, when you get surprised?
Plot
like twist. What? How'd you feel about the plot twist of Black Adam really being like the father of the OG Black Adam?
I thought it was dope. I think it went more into so the whole thing. And I was actually about to bring this up as the next hot take. Throughout the whole movie, they keep trying to push like the word hero on them.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't sitting right with me, because it's like, well, Black Adam's not really a hero. He's more of a protector. And his methods can be seen as villainous. But like for the Citizens of Kahndaq, as we've seen, his methods could also be seen as like beneficial.
Yeah, he's gray area.
Hero. Right. But they kept pushing the word hero on him. And I was like, nah. But with the plot twist, when the plot twist came in, you see why they were pushing that word hero on him. Because his son was, had that positive light around him.
Right.
He got the powers. He was the champion. He was, fighting against the evil king and things like that. So in the text, they wrote him out as a hero. But then when you get the backstory, and when Dr. Fate was talking about there's some secret texts that surrounded the Rock's Black Adam, where this man just went ballistic. So then it was like, okay, now we see why you are a bit hesitant on taking the hero word. But I thought the plot twist was a nice touch. It was a nice touch back to the origin story. Because why were they showing us this origin story? You know what I'm saying?
It definitely made the origin story valuable. Because when I was saying earlier, when I was like, I watched it and I'm like, I'm not going to remember this. That plot twist made me go, okay, that origin story was interesting. Like that was good. I did feel like that was well executed.
I as I was watching the movie and they kept pressing this hero thing and it's like, we need a hero, we need a superhero, and I was like, y'all, Black Adam's not a superhero.
Not at
So
all.
I'm glad that at the end of the movie he, renounces the whole I'm not a hero. You guys can be heroes. I'm going to be the protector of Kahndaq. Y'all not finna
Exactly.
stamp that hero name on me, and I'm glad they solidified that because I thought they were about to go the anti-hero route like how they did with Venom, and I was like, y'all, please, no. But I'm glad that at the end they flipped them to what I recognize Black Adam as. Now, I am interested to see, I said this before, once he becomes, established in the modern day, and he has to deal with the fact that there's Superman out there, Aquaman, Flash, all those heroes, Shazam, because right now, I'm going to assume that he is under the belief that he is the only person that has the power of the gods. Now, when he find out it's Shazam and all of them kids walking around here, what's gonna be that dynamic?
When he fights Superman and realized that they used to worship him and Batman got mad at that.
Yeah.
You gonna see what a god look like.
Right. So I'm interested to see. So they have established the protector side, the protector of Kahndaq side of Black Adam. I'm ready to see that adversary side where it's like, y'all not finna come in here and do what y'all want, and y'all not finna tell me what to do neither.
Exactly.
I'm ready to see that. But we brought up Superman, so we gotta go ahead and jump into it. At the end credit scene of Black Adam brought back Henry Cavill as Superman. How do we feel it? How did we feel about that? I mean,
I got a little butthurt because I immediately thought about the Witcher news and was like, he's not going to be in season 4. Even though I ain't even seen season 3 yet, I was like, ugh. But that entry was dope. Now, I will say this. I did predict it. When I was out there, I was with my homie and I was like, is it Superman? Is that who she finna call? And it was like, yep, there you go. And I was like,
I mean,
fitting.
it's the only, I feel like Superman would have been under
the only person.
One, I feel like Superman would have been the only person they could have sent to show Black Adam that we got some heat for you. Like
we got
that Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Adam Smasher situation. Look,
that's B tier. That's B tier.
Look, why we letting you know we got some heat from you. Like, we got some of not from Earth, not of planet Earth heat for you. So I feel like Superman was the only person who could fill that role. My second thing is that even though Shazam is like the adversary to Black Adam, I don't see Amanda Waller putting Shazam under her jurisdiction. Like, Amanda Waller,
she wouldn't want to work with a kid.
She likes to go for them heavy hitters: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Well, I haven't really seen her do nothing for Wonder Woman, but you see where I'm going with. Like, Amanda Waller likes to hit hard, and Superman, I only see like Superman was the only person who would be under her jurisdiction that can be like, yeah, send in soups.
Exactly. It was fun. It was fun. I felt, like I said, when they wrote that in, like if I was reading this on a piece of paper, like, we're gonna make Superman come in at the last minute to get folks hyped up. It worked. It worked.
My only thing is, and I know I sound like a broken record, but it's just been so many changes for the DC universe that
it is worrying.
I'm not sure what they're gonna do. Like, what are they gonna do going forward? Like, okay, Henry Cavill's back as Superman. What are they gonna do with Henry Cavill? They've had Henry Cavill and Black Adam meet, so is the next movie going to be Black Adam and Superman having some beef? Like, how is all of this going to play in the future?
Right.
How are they going to set this up? Like, I'm not mad at the cameo. It's just that what happens now.
Right. And there were also like 2 other things. Well, 1.5. I'm gonna do the half part first. Who are all those other people that were locked up and sealed away when they sealed away Black Adam?
I don't know, but that was a question that I had too. But my thing is this is that Amanda Waller always has some shit. So I was curious to know who else she has locked up, but I wasn't surprised that Amanda Waller had more people locked up because Amanda Waller got hella shit.
She worse than Batman because I saw at least 50 pods in there. I'm like, how many other gods and demons you got in suspended animation?
If you know Amanda Waller's character and if you know how Amanda Waller gets down, seeing all of those pods should not have surprised you. I'm interested to see who else she got in suspended animation. I'll give you that. But it did not surprise me that she had more than Black Adam locked up in that secret base in the middle of Antarctica.
Deep underwater. Yeah, they going through a vertical water pool like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like that did not none of it surprised me. But I am interested to see if that's even if they touch on it. Like they could just be showing it just to be like, hey, this is what Amanda Waller does. This is how she get down. They may not they may not even come back and let us know who's in that underwater base.
She old evil MFI.
Amanda Waller gets down from you guys. If you hadn't had no other exposure to Amanda Waller, you guys should have known that she was on some bad shit, crazy shit when the Suicide Squad movies came out.
She was.
Like the whole idea of the Suicide Squad is bad shit crazy. It's you guys are taking felons with these high sentences and making them do suicide missions that to shave time off their sentences, and if they die while doing the mission, nobody cares. They were villains.
No harm, no foul.
No, right. Or if they disobey, and then the other thing is putting the bombs in the back of their head, so if they go rogue, she could just blow them up, and then still, who cares?
She makes sense, but she wild.
Also, fun fact: Amanda Waller is behind Batman Beyond. So the guy Terry McGinnis biological father is Bruce Wayne because Amanda Waller saw that Bruce Wayne was getting old. She got some of his DNA somehow and injected it into Terry McGinnis's mama and mixed the DNA between him and his who he thought was his biological father. So he would have the same traits of Bruce Wayne. So when we got into the future, there will always be a Batman. That lady is crazy.
She twist. I need to go read her comics. Let me make a movie about her. I need her movie.
That lady is crazy.
I need her origin story. She fired.
But you really see Amanda Waller a lot when it comes to the Suicide Squad. But when I tell you that Amanda Waller has her hands in everything, I am not lying.
Bet. And now here's the one. That was the 0.5. Here's the one. Now, I'm open to being wrong. But when Sabak was still playing a nice guy, or rather when you start to see that nice guy shell come off, it seemed like he was talking to a boss. Like it seemed like he had an overseer or somebody above him. And what that made me think is like, so the militant group, the oppressive militant group that's over Kahndaq right now, that's like oppressing out Kahndaq right now, why, like it ain't been shut down? Because it seemed like when he was having phone calls, he was talking to someone above him. And I was like, so what's going to happen to this organization?
I felt like it was part of his double betrayal type thing. Like, to me, it looked like he was head of Intergang, but he had to act like he was a subordinate to maybe, get everybody else off his trail. So so think about it as I'm doing an undercover mission, but I put you in charge of the organization, so I don't have to do too much with it, so I can keep my disguise of I'm working with you guys to get this crown. Like, you handle all of that not Interpol, all of that intergang stuff, and let me
Okay.
handle my role as the guy who's working with everybody so I can get the crown, so I can get the bigger prize. But I'm putting you in charge of the rest of the operation.
But then that still makes me question, because that means the organization still has a lot of members, still probably has secondary leaders, if he is the head honcho.
So what I've known of Intergang is that it's them being in Kahndaq is not just their whole operation. Like, this is a whole full organization type thing. So he could have just been over the operation in Kahndaq because they wanted to find that crown.
Oh, so this organization expands in different areas of DCEU. Right. Like, this is big. Okay, right. So they weren't shut down, and it's okay. That's how it was supposed to be. Okay.
So I can only see that they defeated the Intergang operation that was in Kahndaq, but Intergang still exists elsewhere.
Okay. I'm interested in them. I'm not going to lie. Because when I noticed, I was like, that organization gets shut down, but I guess they're shut down in Kahndaq. But I don't know why I keep ruining that country's name. But yeah, I'm interested to see how they play out in the future too, if they do come back.
Yeah. That's if they come back. I don't really see them coming back.
I want that little hyper hover bike with the blue energy. That was cold. That was dope.
That's done. That's done.
Those are cold.
Yeah. But that was all I had for the Black Adam movie review. You got anything else, Ron?
Nah, this was a smooth review. It was a smooth movie. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't horrible. I like reviews like this.
Yeah, this was like a smooth middle for me. Like, I'm neutral. Like, I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's like, I'll go watch it. I'll go watch it again.
Once it get on HBO Max, I'll sit down and watch it again.
I'll watch it again once it gets on HBO Max. But like I said at the beginning of this is one of the better DCEU movies.
Mm-hmm. So it's if I had to organize my top 3, it's definitely Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Black Adam. But in what order? I love the graphics of Aquaman. However, I did very much enjoy Wonder Woman. Oh, I feel like I got to make Aquaman number 1 just because I did not expect to enjoy Aquaman that much at all. Like, at all.
Okay.
Then I'll say Wonder Woman and Black Adam.
My top 3, I think if I had to go with those 3, Wonder Woman would be my number 1. Just for the fact that the unique thing about Aquaman and Wonder Woman is that they've never gotten a solo live action movie. But I really love the way that they did Wonder Woman. I really love the way that they did Wonder Woman. So that has to be number 1. Aquaman was really good too, because Aquaman's one of my least favorite DC characters, but the way they did his movie and the way that they had Jason Momoa embody Aquaman, they had him be that big tough Aquaman that we've seen from time to time in the animated movies, instead of that weak ass Aquaman that we see sometimes too. And it's like, what? So that have to be number 2, and then Black Adam, I would put that as number 3.
Your top 3.
All right. Well, all right then. So let's go ahead and shut this down. 1, thanks, Ron, for joining me on another episode of the Blerds Mob Podcast. Thanks to everybody who has listened to our Better Late Than Never review of Black Adam. Whether this is your first time or your 50th time listening, it's always appreciated. Leave a comment. Let us know how you felt about the movie, or if you're listening to this on our audio platforms, hit us up on social media and let us know what you thought. We're on Instagram at the Blerds Mob Pod. We're on Twitter at the Blerds Mob. You can find us on TikTok at the Blerd Mob Podcast. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook at the Blerd Mob Podcast as well. Also, check the description for both the audio and video versions of this, and check out our affiliate links for Right Stuff Anime and Entertainment Earth, and get you guys some cool stuff to add to your nerd shrine, nerd cave, your desk, your room, whatever. Support the mob and check out those links. And with that being said, this is the mob checking out. Peace.
Hands up if you loving where you at, staying 10 toes down. Shawty ain't no looking mad. You can let them haters hate when they asking where I'm smiling.